welcome. My name's Kathy A, and today I want to help you decide, is this hot or not? I was wandering through CVS today and happened to look down, and here was this huge, giant Wet n Wild eyeshadow, lipstick, and blush collaborative here. There are 72 eyeshadows, 18 cream eyeshadows, 32 lip glosses, and 6 blushes. So it's $19.99, and I thought, oh, it's 20 bucks. Okay, I'll do that. Wet n Wild. This is huge. Let me just try to get this open. Okay, there is a sheet, protector sheet there. So this is it actually with So up in here we've got the 72 shadows. Then we've got the these are the cream shadows down in this area. We've got some blushes, pink, pinker, and dumber. We've got a couple of highlighters. They are different from the Reserve Your Cabana, and then a light pink kind of blush thing. On the surface, all of these lip glosses, they're lip glosses, which is very different than their lipsticks, because I can tell you there's hardly any pigment to them. And I don't know if you can notice this, but I used some of this one, and there's one over here. I used this one. 2 swipes, and I hit pan. So there are probably about 5 applications in each of these lip glosses. And then the eyeshadows, I don't know, maybe 10, 20 most. Now all of these shadows, if you look at them, you won't see any dark purples. You won't see any kind of autumny colors. It's all blues and blacks and grays. And there's a couple of yellows. There's no crease color in here. There's, it's hard to tell the satins from the mattes because you can just barely get your finger in there. You know how I love to use my finger. There's a few very pigmented and pretty shades. The shimmer shades are very, very pretty and pigmented. I'll have to say those are. None of the mattes have any pigment to them, and I had a hard time. I did do my eyes today with this using primer, and all you can see is the dark green, which has micro gold glitter in it. I have that in the corners. You can just barely see it. I have a little of the black here. Yeah, there are a couple standout shades, and they're all these sparkly, shimmery ones. Now the lip glosses have a little bit of pigment payout, just a little. Not enough to go gaga, and I can tell you if they're not really dark, you're not going to see them at all on your lips, and they're very sticky. Now you know how I love to put my fingers into things to apply them, and things like the reds and the darker shades do have a little bit of pigment. I do have this color in fact I reach pan because I use 2 swipes in it. But I mean the blushes, the colors, and this doesn't make any sense to me at all. We've got 2 highlighters that are so close to the same color, and then we have these 3 pinks which all have barely any pigmentation. This is the only pink that shows up, and it's a very loud corally pink. But I mean, I did my cheeks earlier, and it's been about an hour, but they're disappearing, you know, not too good. So I would say that this was probably, none of these cream shadows had any pigment payout at all. In fact, they're so hard in the pan, it's hard to get anything out of there at all. And when you try to put them on your eyes, you don't really see anything. I did try the pink here, and you know, just put it in here. You can barely see it. It's just, this is a total hot mess, waste of money. And I think that this was something that was put out by the same company that makes all those, you know, 100,000 shadows for $10.99 at Christmas time. I don't think these are Wet n Wild shadows. I honestly don't. And I don't think these are Wet n Wild glosses. These certainly aren't their cream eyeshadows, and these blushes, they shouldn't have. I mean, if this was their way to introduce their line to people, they really messed up. If this is if you're 6 to 7 years old and you want to play makeup like mommy, go right at it. This is something that tiny little squares can barely get a brush or a finger into, and you know how I love to do this with sticking my finger in it. I just am so disgusted with this, and disgusted with myself for blowing $19.99 on it. I'm taking it back. Taking it back. The ink's not even dry on the receipt on this one. It's going back. So anyway, Wet n Wild. This is called the Peace, Love, and Joyful Palette, and it is going back to the CVS in my town. So hello and welcome. My name's Kathy A, and why does my hair look like crap? Because I'm going to have a little demonstration. I'm going to compare the new Jade, this is really cool, from Irresistible Me, with a $14.99 styling brush and flat iron that I picked up at TJMaxx. So what I'm going to do first is explain a little bit. Now this was sent to me, and it comes in a really nice box with instructions. It's got like a very long cord, which is very convenient. Those of us who don't have a electrical plug nearby where we actually do our hair styling and stuff appreciate a very long cord, and I think that's pretty neat. Now on the side of the handle here is 3 little buttons. The center button is the on button, and when you turn it on, you'll see that it starts right away showing you the temperature it's at and the temperature that you want. So if you want 350, which is about average, if you have kind of semi-damaged color treated hair, it's not too thick and coarse, 350 is really good. If you have very, very thick, kinky, coarse hair that's fairly healthy, you can go up to 450 with this. You can adjust the temperature that you want by pushing the up button or the down button, thusly. And that's heating up right now. Fairly quickly it heats up. It's at 320 already. Now this other one is something I picked up for $14.99 out of TJMaxx, and this is a combination heated brush, and when you release the lock on the back, it becomes a straightener. So this is $14.99. This lists for $65, and right now I believe it's on sale for $48. So this is quite nice. Now this is a brush, and it has a plate on the bottom here that heats up to the desired temperature. So what I thought I would do, just for ha-has, is I'm going to divide my hair in half, and I'm going to do half with my $14.99 cheapy thing from TJMaxx, and the other half I'm going to do with the Jade expensive one. So let's start with the Jade, and I think what I'll do here is just go through my bangs. Now you have to make sure your hair touches the plates, but not longer than 5. And what I'm going to do is just take little sections of hair and run them through, and I'm just going to flip it over, go through the next section here. You can section it off with a comb or a brush if you'd like. And I'm just putting it through. I'm going to run it slowly, but not more than 5 seconds in any one spot, or you can really do some damage to your hair. I have already sprayed a leave-in conditioner on my hair to help with the frizziness and all. Now this heats up very quickly. I like the long cord. It's a beautiful, this is one of my favorite colors. And when you brush it through your hair, it does a really nice job of smoothing out the rough edges and making your hair look really nice. Before I talk about this, I want to do the other side, so I'm just going to do this. Okay, so that is the Jade from Irresistible Me. Now, Irresistible Me are the people that make those really cool hair extensions, and I would love to demonstrate those actually, because I'm a hair extension kind of gal. But this is my real hair, and this is the Jade hair straightener. So I'm going to set that down. It does automatically turn itself off. Now with this one, I'm just going to turn it up onto high, which goes to 400 degrees, I believe, at the highest, and it only takes this a few seconds to heat up. On my hair, I've sprayed some of this leave-in conditioner from It's a 10, just to help with the heat protection, so my hair doesn't get too damaged from the heat that's directly being put onto it. While this one is heating up, I will talk about the bad stuff here. First of all, this is a little bit awkward to hold, and it's slippery. It's very slippery. And also, if you naturally hold this like this and start going through your hair, you are definitely going to strike one of these 3 buttons that's on the side handle. You can't help it. And if you're, like with me, I put my hand like this, and what I can do is just, I put it right up to 430 degrees just by holding like I would normally hold it. So it's actually kind of dangerous when you're holding it, and if you just naturally hold it like you would hold it to do this. So unless you're very conscientious about where you've got your hands on it, and you shouldn't be. This is a device that's supposed to be helpful, not a pain in the you-know-where. So yes, it does smooth my hair down, and the long cord was really neat. It heats up fast and it's very accurate, but I've got it up at 430 degrees and I don't want that. So let's put it back at 350, and then if you hold it in for 2 seconds, it turns it off. So now for cleaning this, I usually take a comb or a brush and I run it through and clean it that way. I found that this is nearly impossible to do that with without a lot of trouble. And then I spray a little bit of alcohol on brushes and things. This is almost impossible because of the denseness of these brush bristles. I can't clean it, and I'm like, you know, you have little nits and things in your hair. So I'm afraid the Jade actually didn't make it, and I initially thought I really liked the way it made my hair, you know, smooth down. Now this is $14.99. I'm going to do kind of the same thing with that I did with this. Now this is a hairbrush as well as a straightener, and it's $14.99. So I'm going to just start here on the top. And it's the same rules, really. You don't want it to stay in your hair longer than about 5 seconds in any one place. I'm going a little bit faster than I should. The thinner the section of hair, the better results you'll have. What I like about the brush is that you can form a curl. If you want to have, you know, a wave or a curl, you can do that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to release this in the back, the lock release, and that opens it up to a flat iron. And what I'm going to do is just go down here. So this is really good if you have a cowlick or something like that. And then I generally just use it locked, and I use it as a brush because I like the brush factor. I think I like the idea of brushing my hair. And this also turns itself off if it's been on for longer, I believe, than 5 minutes. It turns itself off. So if I looked side to side at how it smoothed down my hair and how it made it feel, this is a clear winner. And this being, it regularly lists for $65 and this is $15, so this is $50 more than this. I can clean this using another brush or another comb in there. I can pull out any of the hair and I can spray this with alcohol with no problem. This also has 2 temperatures. It has a low temperature and a high temperature. So I can just adjust it down here, and the low temperature's on the green. So if I just want to do a little bit of smoothing, or maybe just put a curl in, I'd have it on that lower heat setting. So is it worth it to pay all that extra money for this? No. And to be fair, I wrote to these people. I wrote to Irresistible Me and I said, look, I said, this thing, you hit the thermostat control too easily, and that's actually dangerous. And she goes, you're not the first person to say that. Are you still going to do a dedicated video? Yeah, I'm doing a dedicated video, dedicated to you. I guess I'm not going to get those extensions now. So anyway, the Jade from Irresistible Me, yes, it does work a little bit, but not very well. And I'd rather spend 15 bucks and get this one instead. So I hope everybody's having a wonderful week. Have a beautiful day. Take care. Toodles.